This is YSM Sports Media. Want to thank you for all your love and support. Really appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now and click the notification button for all future content.
See. Last question, Brad. Errol Spence is facing Manny Pacquiao. I always like to get your insight. What you think of that fight?
It's the best matchup of two southpaws in the history of boxing. I can't think of another matchup with this level of elite guys that are southpaws. I can't think of one. I was trying, but I can't. I think it's the best I've ever seen. I favor Errol, but I think this fight got a lot of Hagler Duran to it. Whereas the smaller guy, but real capable, he got so much know-how, so much savvy. Manny Pacquiao's seen so many styles. He's seen so much. He literally having fun in the ring. And when the perception of a fight can screw everybody up. Because Errol is, the perception of Errol in this fight is, this guy is too old and he's too small and you should smoke him. And if that don't happen, judges are human. Sometimes they give God credit for just doing better than what he was supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? And I seen that with Duran and Hagler. Duran did good, but Hagler won that fight 10 rounds to 5. But if you look back, everybody like, oh God, Hagler needed the last couple of rounds to win it or whatever. He already won the fight. For real, if you watch the fight, the action. But Duran did better than people think he was supposed to do, because Hagler had knocked out all of his title challenges. Then he got a little bit more credit than he probably deserved. And Pacquiao get that crowd on his side and land some flashy punches, man. You never know. I'm picking Errol. I just think Errol is just too long. His jab is too good. He's too young. He's too strong. But I don't think there's no walk in the park. I don't, man. That dude, when you got 70 professional fights and you afford to do it that he didn't fought, killer after killer after killer, he's seen better fighters than Errol. As good as Errol is, Pacquiao has fought better fighters than he is. Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't no easy fight, man. He's seen it all. You know what I'm saying? And I look for Errol, but I think Errol should win a decision. You know, Errol kind of, in his big fights, he kind of box and use his jab and be more technical, like with Mikey and Danny Garcia. Sean Porter kind of force you to fight, so you got to fight him. But in Earl's bigger fights, I'm seeing that he kind of like box and be a little bit more technical. He don't like try to destroy you the way he did like Lamont Peterson and Chris Algieri. I think they was his best performances. He kind of like is more cerebral now that you know, at the top level. And so I think that's what he probably or do. Like, I don't know if Pacquiao could deal with his jab. Pacquiao this tall, man. He got short little arms. I don't know if he could deal with his jab, but I think it's a real fight. People might call me crazy. I say Errol by decision.
Is the 2-year layoff for Pacquiao, is that going to be the deciding factor?
I don't know, man. You never want to stop doing something for 2 years. I don't know what he's doing in his spare time, but who knows, man? He already 42, and you know, and he beat Keith Thurman. I mean, can you imagine a dude that started out at 112 pounds, beating a 29-0 welterweight champion that's in his prime? It's not even heard of. So, you know, you get to a point where when you got special athletes that come along once in every 50 years, you don't even doubt them, just leave them alone. You know, guys like LeBron James, think gonna get old every year, and he don't. Guys like Pacquiao, you know, for real, it's supposed to be done after Marquez clipped him in 2012. We 2021, he's fighting the biggest fight of the year. So, you know, I just respect greatness. I don't take nothing for granted. I do think Errol Spence is the real deal. I think he's an excellent fighter. I think he got an excellent trainer. I think they're going to just be boxing smart and just use their jab and just beat him. Because if you try to give Manny too much, he run you into some shit, man. He did it to Thurman. Thurman thought he was getting breathed. Not the knockdown. Knockdown was early, but he ran Thurman into that little body shot late in the fight, hit him in his liver, took the fight out of him, man. He got a way of doing little things, and he's so comfortable. And the thing is, he don't have no pressure to win the fight. So he can really go in this fight. He just don't want to get blitzed. He could go in this fight and try to win, but if he give up a couple rounds, he's just out there having fun, doing what he need to do. So, again, this is a real fight. People can act like that this dude gonna get smoked. He not. I don't believe. I'm not saying he not. I don't want to talk in absolute terms, but I think this is a real fight. I think with the crowd gonna go crazy every time he punch, with his speed, and all of his tricks. See, Errol not tricky. Errol kind of ABC guy. And when an ABC guy fight a tricky, flashy guy, and the crowd is on their side, sometimes the flashy guy get more credit, even if he ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna be in it. It's gonna, it's gonna have that. Hagler wasn't tricky guy. So Leonard and Duran, they got a little bit different kind of athleticism and talent than he got. So sometimes they can get more credit. I think Pacquiao is probably a better natural athlete than Errol.
Yeah.
He got more natural God-given talent with his speed and his twitchiness and stuff. So I think that crowd, they're gonna go crazy every time he punch, man. So I'm looking for a fight, man. I do, man. And Pacquiao got a major hand speed advantage on Errol. So I like Errol. I say 8-4 decision, jab, but I expect a competitive fight.
Okay. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it.
Got you, bro.